reading my story, Chasing Rainbows. Chapter 15. Farewells and Disclosure. 3 days later, Kathleen and Gerald set sail for America. On their last evening in Devon, Jess prepared a delightful surprise meal for them all at her cottage. It was rather a tight squeeze, fitting everyone in, but she succeeded. Afterwards, it was such a pleasant evening, they all decided to sit outside in the garden. As the sun began to set, Albert embraced his father and kissed Kathleen farewell. "I'm away off to the village now, and I shall be up working at the farm tomorrow when you leave, so I wish you both a safe journey," he smiled. Gerald walked with his son to the gate. "Take care of your grandmother, lad, and your sister Jess. She may appear strong, but she has been through a lot, you know. I only wish we could stay longer." He clasped Albert's hand warmly. "I know, Dad, I know," Albert replied. "Take care, both of you." He turned with a cheerful wave as he set off towards the village, thankful his father was unable to note his nostalgic expression. The next morning, Sarah decided to say her farewells at the cottage. She held her son in her fond embrace. "God bless you both. Mind you take good care of each other now," she said softly, her eyes misty with tears. Gerald held her tight in his arms. "Mind you take care, ma'am. And don't forget you're coming out for a long visit," he told her firmly. Yet he felt it might be improbable, as he knew she was fearful of the voyage. Sarah did indeed hesitate, appear somewhat vague. "Well, maybe. I'll think about it," she said. Kathleen wrapped her arms around the frail form and kissed her fondly. "I'm sure gonna miss you," she said softly. Then the hired buggy pulled up outside, and after final hugs and kisses, the pair set off towards the train station. Gerald turned to wave farewell, wishing he did not have to leave her. He wondered if she would overcome her fears and make the voyage. Sarah stood outside and waved until they were out of sight, her eyes misty, her heart full. Although she was overjoyed by his union with Kathleen, she knew she would miss him profoundly. Maybe she would endeavour to visit them in America. Jess was already waiting at the station with a petulant little Louisa. "When will they get here, Mama?" the little girl demanded. Jess smiled upon her daughter fondly. "Soon, dear. We are a bit early after all," she replied. Louisa tugged at her mother's hand impatiently. "I'm bored, Mama," she announced with a toss of her golden curls. Just then the buggy pulled up outside Southampton Station. Gerald promptly paid the driver and escorted Kathleen into the station. "I can't help that, sweetheart. I'm sure they won't be much longer," Jess replied, trying to conceal her amusement. And Louisa could be quite an imp at times, yet she was a comical little thing. Gerald spotted them waiting by the ticket office and waved. "Grandma, Gerald!" Louisa began to pull Jess towards him just as the train came into Southampton Station. Kathleen tactfully followed. He lifted Louisa into his arms, and she wound her arms around his neck with a wistful expression, kissing him on the mouth. "I'm sure gonna miss you, Grandpa Gerald," she told him solemnly. "And I'm going to miss you too, sweetheart." Gerald was close to tears. He had not bargained for this nostalgic farewell, although he ought to have known better. He kissed his daughter fondly. "Now don't forget, you're coming out just as soon as possible," he told her fondly. "And me too," Louisa squealed with a cheeky smile. He chuckled. Oh, as if we could forget a little minx like you. The station master came out onto the platform and the guard prepared to wave his flag. His whistle clenched between his teeth. Kathleen embraced Jess warmly and blew a kiss to Louisa as she and Gerald stepped aboard the train. He leaned out of the carriage window, clasping Jess by the hand. She gazed up at her father, tears glistening in her eyes. "Promise now," he requested urgently. Jess smiled at him through her tears. "We will, Dad, I promise," she shouted amidst the noise and steam belching from the train. The guard blew his whistle and waved the flag, and the train began to move slowly off. Kathleen leaned out of the window and gave a cheery wave. "I love you both. Don't forget to write," she called. Jess stood upon the platform, holding Louisa in her arms, tears glistening upon her face. The child tightened her arms around her mother's neck. "Are you sad, Mama?" asked a rather confused Louisa. She did not like to see her mama cry. "No, sweetheart, I'm just being silly," she told the anxious little girl. "I shall miss them too, Mama. Grandpa Gerald most of all," she announced, with all the wisdom of a child. Jess set her upon the ground and took her hand. "You're mighty precious, sweetheart," she smiled tenderly upon her daughter. Louisa looked up at her mother in adoration. "So are you, Mama," she replied, with a smile to touch her mother's heart.